Chapter 13. On Sunday morning, Oberst called Matt. "It's going down at noon," Detective Oberst said. Matt groaned into the telephone. "Today?" That was fast. "Your wife appears to be anxious to have you killed. You wanted to be there when the undercover meets with her. It's 10 now. Be at the station at 11 and we'll take you along." Matt ended the call, a hollow feeling spreading through his chest. He'd known Jen was angry, but hearing the confirmation still hit him like a fist to the gut. His own wife was attempting to arrange his murder. Matt made his way to the detective bullpen. Detective Oberst was waiting for him, a thin file folder in her hand. "Right on time," she said, checking her watch. "We've set everything up." Matt nodded, feeling strangely detached from the whole situation. "Let's get this over with." Detective Oberst led Matt to the department's rear parking lot, where she introduced the AV technician and Officer Rodriguez, the hitman. Rodriguez looked like a gangster. Longish hair, a scar across one cheek, and tattoos up and down each arm. "Officer Rodriguez works in our vice unit," Oberst explained. Matt shook his hand. "I'm sorry you have to go through this," Rodriguez said, sounding genuinely sympathetic. "It's hard to wrap my head around," Matt said, still not believing Jen wanted him killed. Oberst interrupted. "Officer Rodriguez is wired for sound. We'll be in that van," she said, pointing at a white panel van with dark windows on the side and back. "We will monitor the sound and shoot video from the van. I will decide, based on what is said, if we take her down after the meeting." She turned to Rodriguez. "How are the two of you making contact?" "At the parking lot of Walmart, the one on Custer. She'll park her vehicle as far from the store as she can, next to Custer. I'll arrive at noon, get in the car, and we talk." The AV technician, a skinny kid with thick glasses and a Star Wars t-shirt, nodded as he adjusted something on his laptop. "We've got the whole lot covered. 3 cameras plus the audio feed." "What have you got so far?" Oberst asked Rodriguez. "Not much. She was careful when we spoke on the phone. She gave no specifics. She said she wanted to meet and discuss a problem," Rodriguez said, making air quotes with his fingers. Oberst checked her watch. "We have time for one dry run to check the sound." She pointed at the fence along the back of the lot. "That should be far enough. Matt, do you mind helping Officer Rodriguez?" Matt rode with Rodriguez to the fence line. The undercover car smelled of cigarettes and cheap air freshener, all part of the persona. "Have you done this before?" Matt asked. "Too often. It shocks me every time. Whatever happened to just getting divorced?" Rodriguez adjusted his rearview mirror, checking his appearance. He seemed to be settling into character with each passing minute. "I see no motive," Matt said. "There's no insurance to speak of, no kids, so no child support issue, no third party involved. I don't get it." "Hate can be a powerful motive," Rodriguez said. "People rationalize the craziest shit when they're consumed by it." Matt turned to look at him. "Do you ever ask them why?" Rodriguez slowed the van, ready for the microphone test. He drummed his fingers on the steering wheel, considering the question. "I'll see if I can work it in," he said finally. "Not a promise, but I'll try." Through the windshield, Matt could see Oberst holding up a thumb, signaling the audio was working. In less than an hour, he'd be watching his wife negotiate his death. The trip to the Walmart parking lot proved surreal, driving with a van full of detectives on his way to watch his wife hire a hitman to have him killed. Matt's palms were damp with sweat despite the van's air conditioning blasting at full power. They rode in silence except for the AV technician answering Oberst's questions. They pulled into a spot about 30 yards from the agreed meeting place, positioning the van for optimal viewing while remaining inconspicuous among the scattered vehicles in the vast lot. The driver of the van, a plainclothes detective dressed in shorts and a t-shirt, exited and made his way to the Walmart store, keeping up appearances in case anyone watched. The rest of them stayed hidden in the back of the van, the tinted windows providing cover while allowing them to monitor the scene outside. The AV technician double-checked the video camera mounted on a tripod at one of the windows. A digital recorder captured the sound, its small red light blinking steadily. Oberst peered over his shoulder and asked for the 5th time, "Is it ready?" "It's ready," the AV technician said in exasperation. 5 minutes, Oberst announced. A minute later, the undercover officer returned from Walmart carrying 2 plastic grocery bags filled with random items, a convincing prop should anyone be watching. The door barely closed behind him when Matt said, "There she is." Jen's red Mustang turned right into the lot, pausing at the first intersection of parking lanes. She hesitated, then drove straight to the empty parking spaces next to Custer. She wore a baseball cap, her hair in a ponytail sticking out of the back of the cap, and dark sunglasses. Despite the headgear, she was clearly recognizable. Matt felt his heart sink. He decided she was here to tell the hitman to forget it, it's a mistake, and she wasn't interested in going forward. Oberst had gone through all of this trouble for nothing. She was going to be pissed. Gomez, a sleazy felon, was trying to save his own ass by taking Jen's comments out of context. This, he decided, was an overreaction. He should have called Jen to talk it over, explained to her that this vendetta was making them both look bad. Rodriguez arrived in a piece of shit Cadillac, a once white sedan now spotted with primer gray patches and sporting a cracked windshield. He wasted no time exiting the Cadillac, rounded the back of Jen's Mustang with a casual glance around the parking lot, and slipped into her passenger seat. "I'm the guy you talked to," Rodriguez said, his voice clear through the surveillance system. Matt watched the monitor. The way Jen parked, rear to the side of the van, made portions of the right side of her face visible when she moved. He could see her hands moving, but couldn't make out what she was doing. "Why can't I hear her?" Oberst demanded, leaning forward. The audio feed captured only ambient sounds, the distant hum of cars on the main road, the air conditioning in the Mustang, Rodriguez shifting in the leather seat. Suddenly, Rodriguez spoke again. "Is this a joke? Fucking index cards." His voice carried a mix of disbelief and annoyance. The audio went silent again except for the sound of paper shuffling. "Can't you do something?" Oberst snapped at the technician, gesturing at the equipment. The technician shook his head. "There's nothing wrong with the equipment. They're not talking. Audio's picking up fine. There's just nothing to hear." "She's using index cards," the cop who had slipped from the front seat to the back of the van said. "Smart. No verbal record." Oberst slammed a fist on her knee. "Fuck." "What do we do?" the cop asked. Oberst thought for a moment. "We don't take her down today. We talk to Rodriguez first." She turned to Matt. "Your wife has given this a lot of thought. You might think about sleeping somewhere else until this is finished." Matt felt his stomach twist, the reality of the situation sinking in. This wasn't a misunderstanding. "What about money?" they heard Rodriguez ask suddenly. Another long silence followed. On the monitor, they could see Rodriguez's head tilting down, presumably reading another index card. "He's getting out," Oberst said. Rodriguez climbed out of the Mustang and made his way back to the Cadillac. Before he reached the door, Jen sped off in her Mustang, tires squealing slightly against the asphalt as she accelerated faster than necessary. Matt watched her disappear northbound on Custer, the red taillights of her car blinking once as she braked at the exit, then vanishing into traffic. Back at the station, Rodriguez joined them in a conference room. He entered shaking his head, the door swinging shut behind him. "Your wife is a piece of work," he said to Matt, dropping into one of the plastic chairs. "What happened?" Oberst demanded. "I got into the car and said I'm the guy you talked to. She put her finger to her lips and handed me an index card. It said no talking." Rodriguez shook his head again. Everything was on an index card. She had a whole stack of them, all pre-written. Must have spent hours preparing them. "I heard you mention money," Oberst said. Rodriguez shrugged. "She was very careful. She got pissed when I asked the question and ended the meeting. She showed me a card that said she'd be in touch." "What's your read on this?" Matt asked. "Is she serious?" Rodriguez nodded. "Fuck yes, she's serious." Matt got to his feet. His voice sounded distant as he thanked them for allowing him to participate. Without waiting for responses, he exited, feeling their eyes on his back as he pushed through the door. Oberst caught the door before it closed completely. "I'll call you later," she promised.